Hey everybody, Doug Shoemaker here with the Shoemaker Loan Team, and I wanted to put out a quick video for you because even before rates started climbing, I was seeing all over YouTube and the internet about this coming real estate bubble burst and how rates increasing in first quarter was going to cause this massive real estate burst. And frankly, guys and girls, I've been saying for a while that this is a bit of clickbait, and mainly because of the fact that we still at this point have all-time high demand for real estate at a time that we have an all-time low supply. That is in no way, shape, or form a recipe for a bubble burst. And these values are expected to continue to be supported in the coming years. So the other big piece that a lot of these folks have been saying is going to cause this big bubble burst is mortgage rates going up. So mainly what I want to do is I want to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. And on here, you see at the top that I did all of these based on 168,000 because for the area that I live in here, that's the median home price. So I wanted to make this as average as I could. And I also did these based on an FHA loan, which is a pretty common loan in our area. So if you're looking to do a conventional or VA or USDA, somewhere along those lines, I'm glad to put one of these together for you as well. I just kind of wanted to do something today that would fit the most people. And so at $168,000 purchase price, you'll see at the very top, I've got 3.25, 3.5, 3.75, and 4%. And some predictions do have mortgage rates hitting that low 4% range in maybe the first or second quarter of this year. Don't start freaking out because they're also expected to most likely come back down a little bit, either last quarter of 22 or maybe first quarter of 23. Now, nobody's got a crystal ball that works perfectly for the mortgage industry and for rates right now. So these are all forecasts. But like I said, I just wanted to arm you with some really good information so you can wash out some of these fear mongers and clickbait artists online that are just trying to make money off of your fear. So again, you'll see from 3.25 all the way up to 4% is what we're looking at here. So if you look at the principal and interest portion of that payment, you've got 717 that would go all the way to 773. As far as the property taxes and the homeowner's insurance, they're not going to change based on mortgage rates changing. So these really don't have a whole lot of impact on what we're doing here. Now, I do want to point out that for purposes of this illustration, I use 2% as the number for the property taxes because in my area here, that's a pretty fair estimate. Now, if you're in other states, you might use 1%, or you can just ask your real estate agent what would be a good figure for you to use for that estimate. Now, with hazard insurance, also referred to as homeowner's insurance, this is going to vary pretty wildly from one client or one home to the other as well. I'm using a number here that I think is kind of the upper average range of what it could be, but most people don't realize it, especially first-time home buyers, but their homeowners or hazard insurance is based on a lot of things, from your credit score to how many claims have you had, how many claims has the home had, how old is the roof on your home, how far is the home from a fire station or police station, and believe it or not, what breed of dog you have could actually make a pretty big difference in that homeowner's insurance as well. Now, I spent a little extra time on homeowner's insurance today because in 21 years of doing this, it always boggles my mind how hyper-focused everybody is on their interest rate, but they'll seem to just go and take whatever homeowner's insurance premium anybody throws at them. And, I've seen in this price range homeowner's insurance figures range from about $60 a month on all the way up to $200 or $300 a month. Now, when we're saying here that the difference between 3.75 and 4%, or 3/4% in your rate, means that your monthly payment could change upwards of, what do we got here? About $60, somewhere around there. Well, think about that. If you could get a homeowner's insurance premium for $60 or $70 a month from a very reputable company, and the exact same coverage with somebody else is 150 or 200, that's not a whole lot different than your rate being 3/4% higher. So just keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you're using a company that is hyper local. And what I mean by that is it's an insurance company that they have a local presence that can be trusted. Because in that hyper local standpoint, if they don't treat you right or they treat other people wrong, they'll never be recommended and they probably won't be able to keep their doors open. Where a lot of these online companies, sure, they might have great rates up front, but if something ever goes wrong, they'll just stop answering their phone. We find that in the mortgage lending world quite often. So my hope for you is that you have an agent that your family's worked with for a long time, that you've got a well-established relationship with, that you know they're going to take really good care of you. If you don't have someone like that, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I've got a lot of local relationships of people who will take really good care of you, or they know that faucet of business coming out of it is going to turn off. So I'd be glad to recommend somebody for you that's got a great reputation, that's got great service and great rates if you don't have someone already. So the next thing here is the monthly or is the mortgage insurance. And now on an FHA loan, it's not really a monthly mortgage insurance premium. If you did the minimum down payment, they actually charge 0.85% of your loan amount annually. The reason they do that is as your balance goes down, so will your mortgage insurance. So every year on the anniversary date of your loan, they're going to take your unpaid balance times 0.85. They then divide that by 12, and that is your monthly mortgage insurance. So the total payment's right down here at the bottom, and the main point I wanted to make for all of you is that 1221 is what you're looking at as an estimate at 3.25. Well, 1278 is what you go to if rates go as high as 4%. So not telling you that that's where rates are going to go or that they won't go any higher than that. I just mainly want to make the point for everybody today that rates are going to go up. They've already started. They've gone up pretty dramatically in the last week or so. But I want to save you from these emotion attackers and fear mongers out there. They're going to scare you out of buying a home because there's going to be some huge bubble burst or collapse. Frankly, everybody, we just don't believe that's true. My team and I work with one of the most respected real estate economists in the country, and we go over this all the time. So keep in mind, it's still smart money to buy a home. It is still an incredibly great time to buy a home because appreciation is doing really well. We had in some cases double-digit appreciation the last couple years, and basically that just means that your home is gaining value at extremely rapid paces. So we do feel like that will calm down a little bit this year, but supply is still really low and demand is still really high. So this is a perfect recipe for continued appreciation throughout the next few years. Hey, if you'd like to see some of these scenarios for a different loan type, maybe a conventional or VA or something like that, by all means reach out. I'll be glad to help you in any way that I can. And if you've already got a lender that you're working with and you've already seen a loan estimate and you're just not sure if it's right or not, I'm always glad to review that for you. You can send that to shoeteam@hfm-loans.com. And we'll be glad to review that for you. Now, you're never going to get any pressure from us to switch your lender or to do something before you really are ready to. We just want to be there for you when you are ready. So we're glad to give you some good, honest advice and go from there. So, hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch today. And if there's any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out.